Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. Look at the beer stuff here. Pariah Brewing. You can see it right there. Snow removal. Snow removal. Hazie India Pale Ale. Now this comes courtesy of Brian and fam from Pariah Brewing. This is what you're holding here is our mental reprieve from the labors of winter. Very mild winter, so not that bad. Don't get too dramatic, Brian. Come on now. Stone Removal was brewed with heavily oated and very pale base, and then liberally hopped and dry hopped with the Australian Galaxy. In the glass, it pours a glowing yellow, and it carries notes of pineapple, guava, and subtle passion fruit, accented by our house yeast. A delicious counterpoint to the season. We hope you. It's like an error card. There's supposed to be more there. Go watch my unboxing for my thoughts on why that happened. It's an easy graphical error when you're laying out art design. Yeah, Pariah. Used to be West Coast, now to East Coast. Let's see how this sucker goes. I've actually had my fair kind of trials with Pariah, just because some stuff has come kind of decently oxidized. And I usually give them a little bit of stick and poke and shit on the bottom here. It says brewed and canned, Pariah Brewing Company, drink with a 90 days date code. And I've never gotten a date code on there. Brian was kind enough to email me and say, we're getting our date coder fixed. These were canned on the 9th of February. We are the 20th, I believe. 22nd. So there you go. 2 weeks. That looks like a hazy. You're talking about ABV wise, I didn't state it. It was 7.3%. Galaxy forward. Label wise, it's alright. I dig on some of Pariah's labels. This one's a little bit, I don't know. It's okay. But beer wise, it looks quite nice. It doesn't have that kind of rich orange core that tends to turn a bit more darkish, for lack of a better term, that some of the oxidated beers that they've had have gone. So, yeah, looks the part. Let's see if we can get a nose. Tropical fruit, but not overly sweet. So it's a tempered sweetness on a tropical fruit, but there's this cool kind of green thing floating around in there. Kind of, there's a little grassiness, maybe a little bit of weediness going on in there. So I think this might drink with a cool kind of expression of green on it. It's definitely all the tropical fruit, pineapple, a dose of orange are belong to us. It's not a huge punch yourself in the face, 2x4 to the face of an aromatic, but it's definitely there. Let's dive in. Cheers, y'all. That's delicious. It is. There's a little bump in carbonic acid that's I'm not going to complain about, but I definitely want to mention it just because, you know, I am hypersensitive to it. So there definitely is that kind of hot bite / carbonic thing going on. I'm not hating on it. Nice mouthfeel. It's not going to be confused with being ultra dense or thick or anything like that. But it has a nice creaminess to it. And that green / tropical fruit thing definitely follows through in the taste. It's not as green grassy as I thought it was going to be. It definitely shows parts of that. Maybe even a little ranky-dink. Maybe even a little bit of like West Coastiness in there. So there's definitely a bittering portion of the show that's definitely accentuated by that little knock in carbonic acid. But on the other side of things, you have that underripened, slightly undersweetened kind of tropical fruit with that little bit of pineapple floating in there. Done and done. It's actually a pretty easy ripper for a 7 and change kind of hazy IPA. And it really doesn't show any of the negative attributes that I've had on some of the Pariah hazies over the past several. I mean, Brian's sent so much beer. It's, I would say, the past several years. Not that they've had issues for that long, but with the transition to the East Coast, a little bit of kind of changing of the facility kind of thing. You can understand whether it be a brewing process, whether it be a canning process, all those kind of things. You can have some of those cans kind of slip through. This one comes off bright and vibrant. And drinks really, really fun. It drinks a little small. You know, if it's 7 and change, drinks to me like more like a 6 and change. I'm not gonna get too high on my high horse about that. And honestly, it's a really tasty, not afraid to be bittering kind of hazy. I dig it. I dig it. There's no snow. Well, there's snow on the ground outside, but it's raining for the next couple of days. It's all gonna disappear. So I'm getting my little reprieve, not just from that moisture out there going away. From this sucker, give me a little bit of hazy joy. Hazy Joy. Sounds creepy. Anyway, so there you go. Reviewing the books. Honestly, let's brass tacks it. Is this one of the better hazy IPAs that I've had as of late? It's in the conversation. It's not Mount Rushmore. It's not towards the top. Pariah is one of the better hazies I've had from them. I've had like killer hazes from them. So this is definitely on the outside looking in, but it's a very solid offering, and it's made and canned very, very well, which is kind of a nice trajectory, I guess you would say, is the best way to put it for me. Value and availability, I actually don't remember. Brian might have mentioned that in email. I don't know. But it was canned early February, and leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like hazy, if you're a Hazy-Bro hopped out, or if you just like hazy beers, you're not going to... If you like the beers that I like when it comes to hazy beers, I doubt you would find this as... I'm trying to word it in a way that doesn't sound as negative. Why am I being this way? If you like hazies, you like the hazes I like, you'll like this. There you go. Reviewing the books. Hopefully you enjoyed. Pariah Brewing. Have you had their beers? Have you had this beer? Curious. Have you? Maybe. Down there. You can tell me. What's your favorite Pariah beer? I can tell you. Their barrel-aged American barley wine. Was it Char? That made my best of beers of 2023. So that's one of my recent memory favorite ones. So all that fun stuff down there. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little Pariah right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers, y'all.